Hey y'all, welcome to this episode of What I Learned Today. I have entitled it Life After Death. Now, normally when people hear that phrase, they're thinking about the person who has physically made their transition and is now on the proverbial other side. But what I'm talking about is the person and the people who are still physically present in this earth plane. What is life like for you after a loved one has made their transition, has experienced the physical, what we consider a physical death, right? The life is for you. You are to continue living when that person is no longer physically present. And if you notice, I keep emphasizing the physical space or the physical piece, excuse me. Because energetically, many times we are still experiencing that person, even though they are no longer physically present, right? We have memories about that person. We may see something that triggers, oh, if that person were physically present, they would think this, they would do that. There's times where you can hear the person laugh, you know that that would have cracked them up, or they would have loved this experience or loved that taste. So, if you're eating out or something, but it's about you, right? It's about you continuing to live. You are still physically present and you still have breath and you still have action and connections and you still have events that you are to have, life experiences that you are to have. You are to still have life after this person or this being has made this transition that we often refer to as death. Now, an activity that I work with my clients is for them to actually let's sit with this concept that is known as death, right? What do you actually think about it? What have you been taught about it, be it in school, within your family, within a church or religious or spiritual setting? And then what have you experienced, right? What do you believe about it? What do you know about it? What have you seen on TV about it? What have you read and or researched about it? We have to look at all of this because sometimes it's not it's not in sync. Sometimes we have conflicts. We may have been taught something in church, but our real life experience has shown us something else, or we may have read something that resonated with us, or we have questions about, but it's different than what the rest of our family believes. So we as individuals have to get an understanding around this concept called death. A lot of times people avoid it as if it's not going to happen, but until things change here on this earth plane, at some point people will experience this concept and come face to face with it and then decide how do they experience it, how do they navigate it, right? How do they work through this process? So for me, I am one who does not use the word death. It is rare that you will hear me say that word. I will use transition because the energy may no longer be physically present, but energetically, those memories for me have not faded. My knowing of the person and what they would have liked, what they would have enjoyed, whether it's food, entertainment, conversation, so forth, that part still lives. So I don't try to knock it off and or kill it off, right? I don't cut it off because it's energetically still present and enjoyable for me. Now, each person is different. So, again, as we're talking about this idea of life after death, really life after a physical death is what I'm referring to. It is, how do I, or how do you continue to live fully and experience this earth realm and space, this human experience, and make sure that you are truly living. So there's some food for thought, and I see you real soon, because you know what? Actually, in the next one, what I'm going to talk about is loss without grief. All right. See you in a moment.